for both men and women, put your foot down when you're dating. Put your foot down. Don't bend, don't sacrifice, don't abandon yourself, don't betray yourself for the sake of having somebody. When my husband and I were dating, when he was practicing courtship, I wasn't playing with him. Trust me, I wasn't playing with him. He knew what I wanted. He knew that by our conversations. He tried me. At one time, he did. And I said, I was about to block you because you getting on my nerve. All that inconsistency, baby. I love you. I'm sorry, honey. But he had some moments, and I'm not a person who punishes you for isolated event, but I look for patterns. Luckily, it wasn't a pattern, but I made it very clear what I wanted, what I was looking for, what I was not going to tolerate. I'm big on communication. And he had to learn that very early on. And he was so consistent after that. He was like, no, I'm not going to lose you behind some failures that I have. And he got it together. And that's what I mean. If somebody really wants you and they're serious, they will listen to you and they will get it together for the sake of having you.
I agree. I don't care if I have to restart 1,000,000 times. I won't settle for a life I don't want. Because peace hits different when you've earned it the hard way. Okay, I've seen what settling looks like. Okay, it's quiet misery that people dress up as stability. Okay, it's pretending you're fine because you're scared to start over. But starting over isn't failure. Okay, it's self-respect. Sometimes you got to burn a version of your life that looked good on paper but didn't feel good in your soul. Okay, yeah, restarting hurts. Okay, you lose people, you lose time, you lose comfort, but every time you rebuild, you do it with more wisdom, more boundaries, and less fear. Okay, so people will call it inconsistency. It's not. It's refusing to live half alive. Okay, it's knowing you deserve a life that feels like you, not one that just looks impressive from the outside. Okay, so yeah, I'll restart 1,000,000 times if I have to. I don't care how long it takes, how messy it gets, or who doesn't understand. Okay, I'm not settling for a life that doesn't feel like mine. Okay, because peace costs less than pretending.
Growing up, I know how so many of us, we said, I will never live this kind of life. I will never date this kind of man. I will never be this kind of a person. But, sadly, so many people are living the kind of life they don't want. So many people are living the kind of life their parents lived that they don't want to live themselves. It's so sad. But stop settling for the life you do not want. You can. You can't change your life for God. You can live the kind of life you want to live with God. All right. You can't do that. All right. But you have to be determined. You have to make up your mind. Stop settling for things you don't want in a relationship. You said you don't want a man who will disrespect you, but he disrespected you once, twice, but you still went ahead to marry him. Stop settling for the kind of life you do not want. You deserve the kind of life you want.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but they know you deserve more. But it's not going to stop them from seeing if you'd be willing to settle for less. So when you get treated poorly or when somebody shows up in your life and don't give you what you deserve, it's up to you to say, I'm worth more than that. Sorry, I can't settle for less. Sorry, I can't give you a discount. Sorry, I won't accept the bare minimum. No, you have to say no. Because they're going to get it from you for free, right? They're going to get it from you for a minimal investment. And then they're going to go behind your back and brag to people like, guess how much? Guess how much I paid for that? Nothing. She loved me all that big and I ain't do nothing for her. I never took her out on a date. I never did this or that. Stop doing that to yourself. They know you deserve more. And this is why it's important for you to stand on your worthiness. Stand on everything you do deserve, because the people that can afford you will pay full price. The people that can afford you will make the investment. The people that can afford you won't ask you to settle for less. They just won't, because they can afford you. But the people who cannot, it will not stop them from getting you to settle for less. They will come and see your gift and they will ask you to settle for less. They will come and see your love, your genuineness, your nature, and they will ask you to settle for bare minimum. There will be people out here that will see your talents and say, hey, can you do it for promo? You'll get advertisement. You can't eat off that. Stop giving away your gift at a discounted amount. Stop giving away your love. Stop letting people play you small.
Quick one, guys. Settling for less is not always about the financial aspect of it. I tell people this, that I can never marry for less or settle for less. And when I do this, I hear young girls say, yes, so we must stay inside fine car, or the house must be built. All these things are important. However, they are not what I'm talking about. To some extent, they are even the secondary parts that I look out for when I speak of settling for less or being for less. How about the type of money you want? Your definition of Odogu is not my definition of Odogu. I am speaking about a man who would be a father to my children, a man who would inculcate morals into my children, a man who, when my children look at him, they know already how to live life, even without him talking. I'm speaking about a living example to my kids. To me, a man who respects me, a man who does not abuse me, a man who does not speak to me anyhow, a man, even when he is angry, understands that I'm his wife, right? A man who is educated, intellectually you're sound. A man who loves God to the fullest. A man who respects people, because I know that, yes, he would respect people around me and not just me alone. A man who, when he speaks outside, I am proud to point that that's my man talking. And not yours, Odogu definition. When I speak of Odogu, I speak of a man of integrity, a man full of wisdom, a man that full of honor, a man that is full of so much respect that when he steps out, I am okay. A man who does not cheat. A man who is proud to call you his any day, anytime, and not scared of what people are going to say. A completely finished man. And if you tell me such a man does not exist, you lie. You lie. They exist. And of course, the financial aspects coming in, right? Yes. A man who listens to me. A man who carries my interest at heart. A kind man. So when I say I would not settle for less, I'm not necessarily speaking about money. I am speaking about integrity. I am speaking about a man who honors himself. Yes. That's what I mean when I say God when, or when I say I don't settle for less. Okay?
I really lost myself. I really lost myself chasing the feeling of being chosen. Had given up on dreams, lost all confidence, tolerated just the worst possible behavior. Just was a shell of myself, really and truly. And when you reach that level, when essentially rock bottom, you either have to pull yourself out or you realize how deep and dark it'll feel until you find the courage. And you don't want to live like that. I didn't want to live like that. I knew that there was an option, and I knew it was going to be hard, and I knew that it was going to take a hell of a lot of time, attention, understanding, patience for myself.
I came across a woman today that made a video that said, if you want to improve your life, stop dealing with men. And she goes on to share how in 2021, she decided she wasn't dealing with men anymore. And all of a sudden, her skin cleared up. She lost weight. She started feeling better. She got back into her career field where she was only working like little side gigs. She moved into a better apartment. Her money got right. My question for the ladies is, y'all really be throwing y'all life away just because y'all get with a man? Like, really think about it. The man that got with you most likely was attracted to you because of the type of woman you were, because of your goals, because of, how smart you were, how great you took care of yourself. Why is it that when y'all get in relationships with men, y'all totally forget yourselves? Your life shouldn't stop just because you're in a relationship. Now, true enough, you got to make adjustments in your time in order to make time and room for a relationship. But that man loved the fact that you were a go-getter. Why did you stop going and getting? Because you was with a man. That man loved the fact that you took care of yourself and you dressed well and you spent time working on yourself and you read. He loved that. Why did you stop doing that? Because you got in a relationship. And then why did you have to end the relationship and swear off all men in order to get back to that? I just would never understand. My life was great before I met a man. And I hope that his life was great before he met me. We are going to get together and improve each other's quality life and encourage each other to keep doing the things that made them great before we met each other. Why do y'all feel like y'all have to stop everything that you were doing as an individual because you became a couple? Help me to understand. Let's talk about it.
Do yourself a favor. Yes, be in love, but don't lose yourself in the process of loving someone. It is very, very manipulative people that will do that to you. They will allow you to lose yourself to the extent that you'll not recognize who you were before. And when they do that to you, then they begin to manipulate you. So whatever happens, love who you are in love with, but don't lose yourself in the process.
And I know that we joke about it. I don't joke about that shit, but I really wish that girls understood that it's always a better man. Like, there's always a better man. I'm telling you. Like, I know you can't see it right now because you, like, knee deep into the bullshit, but I'm telling you, there's always a better man. There's always a better man that will take care of you without you having to ask. And this could mean so many things other than money. This does not mean, oh, it's a man that takes care of your bills. No, there's a man that takes care of you. You mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, financially. Like, you don't have to ask him to do it either. He does it effortlessly. He sees that there's something that needs to be done. He sees that there's something wrong with you. He sees that you are in a bad mood. He sees that you need the load taken off you. He sees that you had a bad day. He sees that you're hungry. He sees that your period is coming. He knows these things because he studies you. There's always a better man that just knows what to do with you. I'm telling you, and y'all be so stuck on the wrong one. Y'all got to start putting yourselves in position to get the right one. Be open to meeting a better man because there's always a better man.
Ladies, I'm going to hold your arms while I say this. Leave everything you're doing. Stop whatever you're doing. Never, ever pretend to be low maintenance just to make anybody feel good. I repeat, never, ever pretend not to like the good things of life just to make any man feel good. I have done it before when I was younger, and it was the biggest mistake. If you like the good things of life, say it. If you like to travel, if you like date night, if you like being spoiled, if you like reassurance, say everything. Do not pretend you do not like these things just to make the person you're talking to right now feel good. Listen, the moment you decide to shrink yourself for any man, it's going to give you the bare minimum. The barest minimum. And trust me, even the bare minimum, it cannot give it to you. Even the barest minimum, the man cannot give it to you. Whatever you want in life, if you're a materialistic girl, stick by it. Do not pretend not to like material. I pray for all my ladies. May a man who isn't sure of you never meet you again. May a nonchalant man never meet you again. In fact, if you are going like this and a nonchalant man is coming like this, you guys will miss each other. If you are going like this and a man that isn't sure of himself or what he wants in his life, if you are coming like this, you guys will never see each other. May a man that isn't sure of what he's doing with his life never meet you again. And let the church say amen. Amen, sister. Never shrink yourself for nobody. Well, if you like the good things of life, stick to it. Trust me.
Never again will I pretend to be an easygoing, low-maintenance woman just to make someone feel comfortable doing the bare minimum. That is not who I am, and I will not shrink myself to make myself easier to handle. I love thoughtful gestures, flowers I don't have to ask for, dates I don't have to plan, love letters, long texts, sweet check-ins. I love feeling reassured, being prioritized, and being with someone who shows up fully for me. I love feeling adored and not just tolerated, and I'm done pretending I don't.
And please don't ever let nobody make you feel bad for wanting more. It's nothing wrong with wanting more for yourself. It's nothing wrong with being like, this ain't what I want to keep doing, or this ain't how I want to keep living. I want better for myself. Anybody that tries to gaslight you for thinking that wanting better for yourself is a problem, you need to stay the fuck away from them, because they're obviously not trying to help you. They're not trying to better you. They're not trying to better themselves. If somebody don't want better for themselves, of course they're not going to want better for you. Of course they're going to try to manipulate you into thinking that wanting better for yourself is a problem, or try to convince you that you just need to be complacent and comfortable with where you at. It's because they're comfortable and they're complacent with where they at. Don't ever not want better for yourself. Don't ever not want more. There's so much more in this life that we haven't even seen or been able to experience yet. Take advantage of every opportunity that you're presented with, and don't ever settle for anything, and stay away from people that are complacent and that don't want better for themselves, because they will try to convince you that wanting more or wanting better for yourself is a bad thing, and it's not.
I think where a lot of people mess up at is by thinking that just because you don't require much or ask for much, that they can give you the bare minimum. That is not what that means. Just because you don't ask for much or require much from a person does not mean that they can give you the bare minimum and get by with that. You deserve so much more than that, and you better demand that love and respect that you deserve or keep it pushing. You are not wrong for not settling for things that you do not deserve.
One man will tell you you asking for too much, and another man will be like, that's all you want?